Hello and welcome to another episode of the Theater Professor Vidcast. My name is Terry Dana Jakimiak II, and I am the Theater Professor. Before we move too far into our newest art app for the iPad, I want to remind you to stop by www.thetheaterprofessor.com. We now have a free membership at the website. It's the Bronze membership. Why? Because I cannot think of a better name right now. If you join the website, you get a couple of things. I'm not going to go too much into that because that's not what this video is about. But check it out, and if it's something you're interested in, definitely do it. If you are watching this video when it comes out, and you join on that same day, you're actually going to get a second video because one of the perks with the membership is getting the video tutorials a week early. All right, enough about that. Blah, 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 me talking about things that aren't art apps. This week, we're looking at an art app called Graphite. You can see it down here. Let me come over here. So this is it right here. Graphite. It's got a little pencil. It's all about the graphite. Let me click on it. It'll open up. And this is the gallery. Now, the reason I chose this art app is because I really like the fact that it focuses on graphite. It really is a sketch app. And, you know, I've been kind of covering those types of apps the past several weeks during my Tuesday vidcasts. And I really like how this one works, the way it feels when I draw, and the way the images turn out. And we're going to go through that. The first thing you'll see is the gallery here. And this is actually one of the things I don't like. I'm a big fan of the notebook-based apps, things like Paper by 53 and the Bamboo one that I haven't shown you yet, but that's coming up in a future vidcast. And so I'm not a huge fan of the way they've got their gallery set up, but it does allow you to see everything you've worked on fairly quickly. You can see all drawings. You can click more, and it goes to a white screen apparently. I never clicked more before. Go back to all drawings. You can also edit them. See, I hit edit, and you can delete anything that you want. So let me delete these two blank ones here. I'll select both. Yes, delete. And I'll delete this one. Okay, good. So I'm done deleting drawings. I click done, and I'm back to this. You do see a Facebook and a Twitter. I don't know. I click one, it goes to Facebook. Unimportant. And obviously, if you click the Twitter one, it's going to go to Twitter, right? Wouldn't it be horrible if you click the Twitter and suddenly you're on like Tumblr or something? So let's go ahead and create a new drawing. So you notice that I can't do anything right there in regards to changing the paper. It is a papery texture if you look at it. On the bottom we have our menu with a question mark. That question mark obviously gives you a tool reference. The tools that you have are eraser, blender, charcoal, pencil, kneaded eraser, and other features, which is pinch to zoom and tap tools twice for options. Okay, I'm going to close that up. Up top you see we have a folder that takes us back to our gallery, a picture which we can add a picture to trace over. The third one with the little arrow in the box, that's a share button. I'll click it so you can see. You can send image to email, photo library, printer. You can open in another app, set up Dropbox, which I haven't done, Twitter and Facebook. The X closes it out, and the plus gives you a new one. Now, if you do add an image, which I'll just do that real quickly. Oh, we can change the page background. See, things you learn. You can change it to textured white, plain white, distressed, blueprint, clear, and you can actually pick something from the photo library, which I'm not going to do. So let's go back to that and go back to, I like the textured white, that's fine. So you can have a trace picture, so let's get something from the photo library. My son, he started making paracord bracelets. Pretty cool, huh? Well, let's use that one. If I click done, so now I have it, and you can see that I could trace it if I wanted to. And you can indeed hide image if you want to. You see that? Click hide image, and it's back. Hide image, and it's, I'm off. There we go. Okay, so you can hide image. Now something's going funky when I did that because now my menu is covered up by woo, and that won't go away. Okay, so I'm going to click undo to undo a couple of things. Actually, let's do this. Go back. Oh, I don't need you. Add to here. Thank you. Open it back up. Good. There we go. Okay. We are going to hide image for the time being because we don't really want to do that. All right. So let's look at the tools at the bottom. Let's start with the eraser. Let's not really, because obviously I won't be able to do anything. Let's start with the third one, which the third one is our charcoal. And I'm going to double tap. Oops. There we go. All right, so this is the adjustments you can make with your charcoal. The bottom row there are your colors. You can change the color of your charcoal, as you can see here. Lots of different choices. I'm going to go with, I like this brown. It's kind of nice. Up top, you have some presets that you can choose from. But then you can also adjust the size and the pressure right here. So their pressure all the way up, size up and down. Same thing with this, pressure, under pressure, size, change in size. Watch, I'll probably get like an unlike on YouTube for that. You shouldn't sing that song, you bastard. All right, so we have several different choices. Let's just do the first one for right now. We'll leave the size all the way up and leave the pressure about where it is. And let's see what happens. And there we go. It does, you know, again, and you can zoom, feels very much like you're using charcoal. And if you pick up your finger or your stylus, whatever you're using, and go back down, you can start to build up a layer of charcoal. And then if you wanted to, you could change the color, as you can see here. Let's change the type. So this is kind of like a spotty charcoal. What's this one? Oh, this one's kind of goofy, like circle. Change the color because we can. It's kind of a, I like the fact that it's got kind of a flesh tone there. All right, so you can kind of see what the charcoal does. It's nice, enjoyable to use. And while we have that up, let me go ahead and grab the blender here. Again, the blender's got some things you can change, which are size and pressure. I'm going to leave it as is for right now. Let's come in, and you can see. Now, it feels a little digital, unfortunately for me, but you can see that it does blend really nice. It feels a little too blurry for my taste. And now you obviously can adjust that, like say I take the pressure down to there. And it starts to feel a little better. You can take the pressure way up. Boom, 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 boom. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo. Okay? So that's the blender. It's okay. It's okay. And let's grab the eraser. Again, the eraser, you can change the size and pressure. I like being able to change the pressure. Take the pressure down. Let's take our size way up. And you can see. Now, this is the hard eraser. Now, there's an undo up top. So if I undo, I'll undo a bunch of them. And let's actually grab the kneaded eraser. Leave the settings as is. And that's a little hard right now, so let's take the pressure way down to like there. Great way to create highlights in something. And you can see, there we go. Takes a little time to take away the material so that you lose the color. And then finally, the last tool here, obviously, is the pencil. And you can see it actually draws pretty smooth because I have a fairly shaky hand. I'm not going to lie. When I draw, I have a fairly shaky hand, but this draws pretty smooth, and I like that about this specific program, is the smoothness in the pencil line and how clean the pencil line looks, you know? Oh man, I'm so horrible at circles. I practice circles constantly because I'm just so bad at them. Look, that looks like a loppy-sided circle. This is why I don't draw balls of any sort, you know, soccer balls or baseballs or other types of balls. I got nothing. So let me clear the page, So let's grab this again, settings. That's a weird pencil. This one could be fun. Actually, I like that one. That one's nice. That one's okay. I love increasing the size. That one's just goofy. Okay, so now let me clear the page again because I just made it a mess. Now we can use our tools to begin drawing something. So I'm going to take down my size, keep my pressure up. I'm using the pencil right now. And you know, like I said, I'm horrible at circles, so let's draw that circle and let's kind of shade it. What's my settings at? Let's grab that shader. Let's grab our size to right about there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Leave the color because it's kind of nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shade this in all the way and then use the kneaded eraser to help create the highlight. Now you'll notice that when I shade, I tend to shade the direction of the shape. That's just habit. You know, I could have just done it all one way and filled it in, but it's just habit to do it the way the shape curves, the contours. Then you could grab your kneaded eraser and let's say then a little bigger area. Now this doesn't quite do it how I like it, but you know, it's not bad, but I wouldn't call it great. I'd call it okay. So you can start to see, and you know, obviously I could then come back in with my blender if I'm not feeling, oops, too big. Undo. Thank you. Forgot to reduce the size. There we go. I could always come back in with my blender if I feel like it's not really doing how I want and start to blend some of this together. Again, I feel like the blender starts to muddy it a little bit. You know, we start to lose some of the texture, but you know, it does start to give off the feel of the highlight and the shadows. Now, one of the things you'll notice that I didn't mention is that this does not have layers, okay? So you can't layer things on like some of the other art apps, which could be considered both good and bad depending on, you know, how you view it. See, and then you start to do this and we start to get actually a pretty decent, there's a couple areas. Let me work it out. Work it. I'm so fickle. I would never be happy with this. And all it is a circle. I would sit here and mess with it for the next, you know, 3 hours. Grab a little bit of this. I chose a different color, as you can see, and then I grab my blender. I'm doing circle blending. Okay, so you can see how this is actually a really nice sketching app. And if we go back to my gallery, you'll see this piece, which is upside down. And there's absolutely no way for me. Let me see if I turn over the entire piece. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the picture stayed, that worked out. So you can see here, this was just me. I was sitting on my couch sketching a lamp that's next to my wall, kind of playing around with all the tools. This is shortly after I got it. So you can see how it, it really kind of replicates this whole graphite look, which I really do enjoy. I think it's quite nice. It is simple, and again, then you can share it to your photo library. Right there, just saved it to my photo library. You could technically open it in another app, another art app. Let's see what it allows me to open in. I can open in Sketchbook, my other Sketchbook, Art Studio, Pen and Ink, Photoshop. I mean, it really allows you to kind of open it in a whole variety of places. So that's kind of nice, because say you wanted to then open it in Art Studio or something, and then color it. Do a layer of color over top of it. You can. It's nice. It's easy. One of the things I didn't mention is when you're drawing, if you click the little arrow, see next to the pencil right now, and drag. Oops. You're not going to do it for me, are you? Come on. Oh, wrong button. Scroll button. Oh, I clicked the X. That's what it is. Okay. You can reduce that if you click the X all the way to the right-hand side. And it shows you what tool you have, and you can continue to work. And it also removes your top border. See the top border there? When I click the X, that disappears. So really you are focusing directly on your sketch. I think a lot of the apps, that's their goal, is to try and make the digital part of it as unobtrusive as possible. So this one really does kind of succeed in that. While we're here, you can actually go in, and you could, if you wanted to, change the background even after it's done to see what it might look like in other ways. But again, I'm a big fan of the textured white. I like how it looks. I think, it reminds me of the days sitting with my big sketch pad with my charcoal pencils and just drawing. So again, if you're interested in this app, it is called Graphite. Okay, not Google Mail, but Graphite. Take a look at it on the App Store. If I remember correctly, it was fairly cheap. It was only like $2, $3. Now these prices change all the time. Like for example, the Art Rage app right now is on sale. So it's up. I could tell you a price, but it's going to change a billion times depending on when you watch this video. So check it out. It's a cheap app. If what you're looking to do is do simple pencils and charcoal sketches, something that it's a small app, doesn't take up a lot of memory, this is the app that you want, because you can sit there and sketch all day and be able to then download it, to other apps and play with it some more. Okay? So, that picture came back up. I don't want that. There we go. Hide image. Grab my pencil again. Grab my color again. I just like showing you guys things. This guy some wacky hair. I love wacky hair. I'll call this guy Faux Elvis. Quick comic drawing. Love it when they lean back like that. Cool. My name is Fred. We'll call him Bob, though. I love how the pencil reacts. All right. That's it for this week's art app for the iPad. Next week, we're actually going to be showing you, and I've got it here, Art Set. This was actually a request by somebody who left a message on www.thetheaterprofessor.com, and so we're going to be looking at this art app. It's very similar to Art Rage in what it can do. But again, this week's Graphite, check it out. If you find you like it, let me know. Would love to hear how you're using this app. Would love to see some art from this app. And anybody who, oops, I hit my button. Anybody who has any type of art that they'd like to share, let me know. I'm going to be creating an artwork forum in part of our members forums as well, so people can share their artwork there. All right. My name, like always, is Terry Dana Jakumiak II, and I am the theater professor. Thanks.